weather's good, I like to walk. I turn left out of my driveway, just go a few feet on the busy road, and then I can cut through a wooded area into a subdivision where I can do laps. On this one particular day, I was just turning into the wooded area when I froze in my tracks. 8 feet in front of me was a reptile. He was black, 3 feet long, and he was sunning himself in a mud puddle. I stood really still, trying to detect any movement at all. I couldn't tell if he was sleeping or if he might be dead. I wasn't taking any chances because in Alabama, some snakes, if you disturb them, they'll chase you. I made this wide path out to the left of the snake and got around him really quietly. I don't think he even noticed me. When I got back home, I Facebooked about the python I had met on my walk that day. It took me about 2 weeks to get up the courage to take that particular path again. And when I did, guess who was waiting for me? The same snake, in the same position, in the same mud puddle. Only now the mud puddle was dried up. So I'm thinking, yeah, he's got to be dead. But just in case he wasn't, I reached down and picked up a stick, and I got about 6 feet away from him, and I stood really still and just watched him to make sure he wasn't going to move. He didn't, so I moved another foot closer and stood and stared at him for a minute. No movement. I moved to 4 feet away from this snake, and I noticed something silver and shiny and curvy laying by his head. And I'm thinking, what is that? Took a few steps closer and that silver thing came into focus. It was an S-hook. And the S-hook was attached to a 3 feet long black stretch cord, better known as my python. Look at this. You can't tell me that doesn't look like a snake. And the chances of it being a stretch cord in Alabama are a lot less than the chances of it being a poisonous snake. Let me ask you a question. In your life, is there something scary that has you frozen on your path? Maybe you know where you want to go, you know what you want to do, but there's this snake between you and your dream, you and your plan, you and your goal. Consider this. If you inch forward for a closer look, is it possible that it might not be so scary after all? It might just be a harmless black garden snake. It might even be a stretch cord. In Deuteronomy 31:6 it says, "Be strong, take courage, don't be intimidated. Don't give them a second thought because God, your God, is striding ahead of you. He's right there with you. He won't let you down. He won't leave you." Today, think about your goal, your plan, your dream. What is the one thing that's keeping you from pursuing it? Like our Bible verse said, don't be intimidated. Let today be the day you go for it. We're glad you tuned in to the Inspired Channel. We'll see you next time.